We're at chapter 29, which isn't even really a chapter, because it's in which we separate fact from fiction. So, as if you didn't think all the unnecessary history lessons in the book were bad enough, interrupting you from your story so you can learn about strikes in, like, Missouri and other things, and teddy bears, he's going to give you another chapter in which you learn other things that you don't even really need to know. Also, to sum up the last two chapters, they settled the strike, and Teddy Roosevelt, like, raided the refuge, whatever. And then all of a sudden, it's not, I'm going to show up at the World Building like in the movie with my carriage and surprise everybody. It's like a carefully calculated plan to make Teddy Roosevelt look cool. Basically, that's what's going to happen, and Jack refers to himself as a dope. Did he even say the word dope back then? Exactly. That's such like a 1950s word. I feel like such a dope. Oh, little Billy. Whatever. So here we go. The last 5 minutes of this. I don't even know.
God-awful.
God-awful Jonathan Lash, Jonathan Worst, Jonathan sucks at his job story that I've been reading for like 4 hours. I never want to look at this book ever again. Just so you all know, if you ever hand me a copy of this book, I will punch you all in the face. Don't even think about it. I will kill you all one by one. That being said, in which we separate fact from fiction. There really was a newsboy strike. No fucking shit. We learned that half a second into the movie. This movie is based on actual events. No way. No. Whatever. It began in the summer of 1899. Well, then why was Les at school? And lasted a little more than a week. Two papers, the Evening World and the Evening Journal, neither of which still exists. No, really? Had raised their price from 50 cents per hundred to 60 cents per hundred during the Spanish-American War. Parentheses, the same war in which Teddy Roosevelt and his Rough Riders gained fame, end parentheses. Now that the war was over, the newspapers wanted the price of papers lowered again. Kid Blink, Racetrack, Davy, and Jack were really newsboys during the strike. Blink and Racetrack, yes. There was a Davy, but
I think there was a Jack
like,
Kelly, but not...
There was David. Davy was like David Simmons or something like that. As for Jack, I don't know, man. I feel like, with Jack, I feel like they combined two characters. They combined like two people and made him Jack. Anyway. Supposedly they're all real newsboys. Mush was real too. They forgot about Mush. He like disappeared. I feel very sad for him. Spot was real as well. Again, Jonathan Last, Jonathan Worst, Jonathan sucks at his job. Sucks at his job. We know little about them, so we borrowed their names and made up the rest. In August of 1899, the newsboys, the tailors, and the trolley car drivers were all on strike in New York. You just said... It was July. The Newsies went on strike in July. Okay, whatever. Jonathan Lash, Jonathan Worst, Jonathan sucks at his job. The messenger boys were striking in Boston, because I really care about Boston. The miners in Denver, because I care about Colorado. The dairy workers in New Jersey. I don't even care about the dairy workers in New Jersey. I see them outside my house all the time. The ore handlers on the Great Lakes. Who cares about the Great Lakes? The list goes on and on. No shit. The newspapers didn't ignore the newsboy strike. They did something worse. Dun dun dun. They made fun of it. Accused it of being a bit of faddishness. Faddishness? I swear he's making up his own words just to piss me off. This is exactly what's going on. He's like, this girl is gonna read this book in 20 fucking years. And she's gonna hate me, so I'm just gonna make up words so she hates me even more. Like wearing the right brand sneakers. So in 1992, that meant wearing your Air Jordans. For reference. It'd be like wearing, I don't know, like Adidas today or whatever. They did the newsboys a great disservice. They were scared. The real newsboy strike came to a sudden and disappointing end when 3 of the boys were accused of offering to call off the strike in return for $600. I know one of them was supposedly Kid Blink. I don't remember who the other 2 were, but one was most definitely Blink. Did they really make such an offer? Or did the complainants, the Evening World and Evening Journal, simply make up the charge in order to discredit them? We will never know. Yes, the world will never know, for the people involved are long gone. The children's strike never took place in the form in which it is described in our story. Improved working conditions were not won at once, but over the course of many years, and only by the greatest struggle. Really? I think I learned this in history class. Thank you, Jonathan Last. The issue of child labor went beyond simple inhumanity and cut straight to the core of our existence as a democracy. In a democracy, every man and woman is called upon to choose his or her leaders. In order for people to make intelligent choices, they must be well educated. Working children are not educated. This is some more of that stay in school propaganda, by the way. Jonathan Last, Jonathan worse, Jonathan sucks at his job. In time, a new attitude spread across the country. Perhaps it is best summarized by the Children's Charter of the White House Conference on Child Health and Protection from 1930. Because a law in 1930 really concerns me, reading a very badly written fictional novel that takes place in 1899. Thank you, Jonathan Last. Which stated that every child should be provided with protection against labor that stunts growth, either physical or mental, that limits education, that deprives children of the right of comradeship, of play, and of joy. ... I have nothing to say anymore. I'm done.